Liverpool won the Champions League last year. They reached the Champions League final a year before. And one of the main criticisms of Jurgen Klopp early on in his campaign, early on in his tenure as Liverpool manager, was that he was attacking too much. He was exposing the back line. Liverpool was being torched at the back. Well, then they got Virgil van Dijk. But most importantly, it wasn't just getting Virgil van Dijk. It was Jurgen Klopp providing the right balance for Liverpool that allowed him to take the next step up. And that's something that Arsene Wenger didn't do with Arsenal when they were scoring goals left and right in the Premier League, but they didn't provide that stout, compact back line in addition to going out and attacking. And what are we referring to is that Jurgen Klopp is not going all out attack every single play. They're going to play from the back. They're going to progress up the pitch. And then, once they're halfway through the pitch, then they're going to go out and really progress and attack the other opposition's half. And this balanced approach is why Liverpool was successful. And this is what Juventus needed. On Jurgen Klopp's behalf, Liverpool attacked too much and they exposed the back line too much. But they combined being compact and disciplined and setting those offside traps with providing the necessary adequate attacks to catch the opposition by surprise. And it's the inverse with Juventus. They defend too much. They want to try to pounce on mistakes too much. There was too much defending. There was too much slow motion with the ball. There wasn't enough attack to try and go forward and try to score goals with Massimiliano Allegri. You only saw that if Juventus were down in the match, or if they were down in the tie, for instance, against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich were leading 2-0. Juventus went in and tied the game 2-2. And then the second leg, 4-2 Juventus. And then Allegri, they all sat back and tried to defend. And Bayern tied the tie and whatnot. And then the rest is history. The extra time, and Bayern Munich win the match. But really, what Massimiliano Allegri is doing was what Jurgen Klopp did with Liverpool. Is that no matter what, you have to be balanced both sides of the ball. Juventus this year, they're going to be more progressive with the ball in their feet. They wanted that ball to move forward or horizontally, particularly vertically forward. You want those passes forward. You want forward trajectory into the other opposition's half. And that is really what we're trying to see here. We're clearly seeing a more balanced Juventus. And a more balanced Juventus is a more dynamic Juventus. Why is there a sense of panic with Juventus right now? Why? Juventus have not lost a game yet. They've been very clinical. But yet, admittedly, we have not seen what they're capable of doing on the counterattack. Like, I've really been trying to anticipate to see this year. And the most perfect example of this, I think, is the first goal against Napoli. I think there was a deflection, I believe. Bonucci deflected the ball and it went to somebody's feet. But clearly, Juventus are built to defend and put 8 men in the back. But when the opposition makes a mistake, you want to counterattack with that front line. You want to counterattack the back line of the other team when they're progressing really forward into Juventus half. And clearly, it's a whole different approach of football versus what we've seen with Massimiliano Allegri. And I've not seen these 3-4 goal games like we've been watching to see, and we really hope that Atalanta was the beginning of something special. And quite frankly, with Dybala's a sensation, with Massimiliano, with Maurizio Sarri, should motivate Cristiano Ronaldo immensely. That, hey, I can be the guy too. I can do what Paulo Dybala is doing. And if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to realize that you have been really horrible with their chances this year. And a little bit of it may have to do with injury. A little bit of it may have to do with the style of play and Calcio A in Serie A. But we know that Cristiano should be executing far more chances than what he has done this year. And you cannot ignore the fact that multiple goals have come through penalty. Cristiano Ronaldo is missing chances. He is not executing, and he needs to really get better with that. And it's really a challenge for Cristiano to handle an aging body, admittedly, and he has to really take care of himself really well. Maurizio Sarri is looking out for the best of Cristiano Ronaldo when he wants to sit him out against AC Milan. He ended up playing. Ronaldo was rusty. What can you say? Maurizio Sarri, he took out Ronaldo in both games, and in both games, the goal scorer, the substitution, scored the goal. Ronaldo needs to look at himself in the mirror. He needs to look at himself in the mirror. He needs to play better. He expects more of himself. Because he expects more of himself, he should hold himself highly accountable. And quite frankly, should listen to the manager. Maurizio realizes that Cristiano is past it, that he's 34 years old, that he doesn't have the same speed like he did in the past. He can still cross a football, but he can't make those dribbles to get past defenders anymore because he's 34 years old. See, when Maurizio Sarri wants Cristiano to play in that central striking position, he wants tapping Ronaldo. He wants Cristiano Pinado. He wants Ronaldo in there to receive and to execute those tap-ins. So Ronaldo gets those goals and he gets the credit for Juventus victories right now. And quite clearly what we're seeing right now. Oh, they're not going to win the Champions League. Oh, yeah, no, we're not going to win the Champions League playing like that. My golly. Only club that hasn't lost a game yet in the season in Europe is Juventus. They are doing something right. They have not lost a game. They're without Giorgio Chiellini, and they have the young Mathis de Ligt having ups and downs, having really poor games and having really good games in only his first season and getting used to a new league, a new country, a new language, and everything. But yet they are finished. You are out of your mind. And last shots we got in here. Juventus getting used to the style, okay? Maurizio Sarri getting this club to go out and attack, but still stick with Juventus' core identity, which is to defend, to play 8 men behind the ball. Maurizio needs to develop this deadly counterattack, and I believe he will, and he is the right man for the job, and Maurizio Sarri is going to provide the right amount of attack to provide great balance with what Juventus can do defensively and being really compact. And that is what Jurgen Klopp did was he refined the defense, and Maurizio Sarri is going to refine the attack with Juventus, and that is why Juventus are the front runners for the Champions League this year. It doesn't come down to Ronaldo, it comes down to the style of play. Because we know what Ronaldo can do, because we saw what he did against Atletico. And for Mr. You don't know nothing about football, Robinson Marte, a complete wanker. This guy is a complete wanker. Oh, Sarri's not going to do anything. He didn't do anything with Napoli. No, he didn't do anything with Napoli because he doesn't have a deep team. He doesn't have a deep roster like he did with Juventus, you little wanker. We talk about Juventus' age and all this. You're talking rubbish, what? Quattro, man! Matuite! Para la gioia dei males young, Matis de Lich young, what we go betting go young player! Your comments are blasphemous, mate, and when Juventus win the treble, you are going to be put on the hot seat because, mister, you know nothing about football. I called Liverpool in the league this year. I called the treble. My team to pick the Champions League hasn't lost a game yet. Valverde sucks. He is laying down Barcelona. He's doing nothing with Barcelona. They need to get rid of the manager of Barcelona. Barcelona will win the Champions League, mister. Oh, you cannot call the winner down the road. Oh, yes, you can, because I already did so, and you can suck it, mate. I know far more than you do. I called the Tottenham draw against Manchester City. I called the North London Derby draw. That happened the way it did. I called Man United over Leicester City this year. I've called multiple matches this year. Liverpool, multiple goals over Arsenal. I've called multiple games this year. You know nothing, right? Because I know everything about what's happening and what Juventus need to do to match what Liverpool did. And that's lessons learned for what's going to happen in the Champions League this year. Forza Juventus, until the end. Forza Buffon, Forza Chiellini, Forza La Hoya, Forza la Squadra de Juventus, fino alla fine.